Hey guys, my first official fire tactics class is coming up, so I wanted to share with you what you need to bring in video format. It's always going to be on the website, but for some people the video makes it easier, so that's what we're doing today. Stick around. Thank you for tuning in to the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. I'm Jacob, your host. This channel is brought to you by my businesses, Beach and Tactical and Exodus Knife and Tool. Also, for the month of November 2022, the channel is sponsored by Combat Art Training. He makes some of the coolest tactical gear, to include my everyday carry fanny pack, which is unique and I absolutely love. Also, new to the channel, I am an affiliate for Kentuckiana Gunworks. Get yourself some absolutely fantastic gun oil and get a 15% off coupon code using coupon code TPBO. So let's get back to the content. Links to all of these things will be in the description box below. So the first thing on the list is an open mind. Guys, I'm going to be teaching some things different than the way that you might be used to it. I am not opposed to hearing your opinion, but you're not paying for this class to teach me, right? So the proper way to handle something that you're not familiar with or comfortable with, or think that you know a better way, whatever the case may be, do it the way it's taught in class. And this is for all classes. Do it the way it's taught in class, and then later be like, hey, check this out. I've got another way to do this that I thought you might be interested in. No matter whether it's firearms or survival or anything else, guys, if you are in a class, this is the professional and respectful way to handle something. But having the open mind is the start of that. The next thing, a utility knife. I put an asterisk by the word utility. You'll notice I didn't put a bushcraft knife. One of the things that I want to work on in this class is if all you have to bring is a kitchen knife with a proper sheath, because safety is important, then let's work with the kitchen knife. It's not ideal if something breaks, if something goes wrong, if something doesn't work for you. I will have backups, but I put utility because too much focus is put into words like bushcraft and tactical that their intended purposes have been lost. Over the screen here, I'm going to show you a couple of knives that I do actually recommend. However, there are knives in different price points. You know, you can go into this class starting out with an $8 knife and get out of it happy. Or you can come in with a $300 knife and break it. So that's a variable thing. No matter what you do, I want to work with you. Lunch. Bring lunch for both days of class. I don't want to waste any extra time. 30 minutes in between blocks of instruction, and let's eat and let's get right back into it. Guys, you are paying to be here. I want to respect your time, and I want to get as much into this class as possible, and we can't do that if everybody is leaving for lunch, especially because every class will be in a different place, a different distance from different food. A ferro rod and striker. Now, I recommend an Exotac ferro rod. It used to be that I'd recommend a cheap ferro rod from Amazon. That can work, so don't feel uncomfortable. If that's what you got, if that's what you want to bring it. Seriously. However, for people who are new to this, I would have the expectation of ruining the ferro rod that you bring to class with deep washboards, etc. And I love the Exotac because it's a premium ferro rod with a watertight capsule in the handle where you can store tinder. That can be a game changer down the road. So that's what I recommend. Also, if you don't want to do that, the Rewild Gear ferro rod is really, really nice. It's got a nice big handle. I'll put a link to those in the description box below. And the links to the knives I mentioned before I'll put below as well. A folding saw and or hatchet. I recommend a silky saw. A hatchet might be, I don't recommend it as much, but if you like using hatchets and that's what you're going to bring to the field, then bring one and we will practice with it. But I recommend a silky saw for the saw. I have a Gomboy. I think it's the highest quality saw if you break a blade, which I have never done on a silky saw, I've broken a lot of other blades. If you break a blade on a silky saw, they're replaceable. I think it's a good long-term option. I prefer it over the Baco Laplander by a considerable margin. And if you are looking to bring a hatchet, Jake, what type of hatchet should I bring? I unquestionably recommend a Council Tool hatchet. I love their premium line hatchets, but their sport utility line is very good as well, especially for the price. Number 5, a Bic lighter or multiple lighters. We want to train and practice with everything, and I also want you to see why a Bic lighter will fail. Everybody will leave this class, no matter your existing level of talent and skill, everybody will leave this class having accomplished something and having learned something. Bring the lighters. I say Bic because I've got a lot of experience with the off-brand lighters where they just don't work as well. They just don't burn as hot. Don't know what it is. Don't really need to get into it. I don't know. Bic lighters. Rain gear. Appropriate clothing is what this should say. The classes have to be taught regardless of the weather. The worse the weather is, the better your class is going to be if you are properly prepared. If we are in a negative 10-degree blizzard and everybody is appropriately dressed for a negative 10-degree blizzard, you're going to learn how to make a fire in some really austere environments, right? That is a good thing. However, if you are not properly dressed for class, you will not properly pay attention in class. So the point of this class is not to have a suck fest and push yourself and see how far and how hard you can push yourself and still make a fire. That's not the point, because it takes too much of your focus from the learning to dealing with the conditions that you're dealing with. Hat and sunblock, knee pads, drinking water, bug spray, pen and paper. Guys, bring a pen and paper. Take notes. You're going to meet people in class that you want to remember. Get emails, get phone numbers, network with other like-minded good folks, but most importantly, there are going to be times that you want to take notes. Cleaning, sharpening, and lubrication equipment. I'll bring some stuff. I can do some field repairs and stuff like that, but if you get your knife dull and we are sleeping out over, I can give you some tips. I can give you some pointers on maintaining your knife in the field. That can be a good way to go. I don't yet have links for what I recommend. However, if I find something amazing that I can recommend, you will find it in the description box below. And if you're going to camp out, guys, if you're going to go get a hotel, go get a hotel. If you are going to camp out, and if I'm going to camp out, that is an opportunity for additional free education, extracurricular education. And I'm always going to be willing to talk about camouflage, shelters, movement techniques, security, and also I'd like to talk about the importance of understanding how to handle your firearms in an austere environment like this, where you might sleep soaking wet with a soaking wet gun. You might wake up soaking wet with a soaking wet gun. You might be completely and absolutely exhausted, and that 5 to 9 pound rifle might feel like it's 100 pounds, and it's rusting and it's got mud in it or whatever else. These are things that you learn from experience, that a lot of civilians, talking about carrying their guns dry or no lube or light lube or whatever it is, that they never consider that with a fighting rifle in a fighting environment, the environments that you're going to be with your firearm in are so much different than what they're used to. So that's something that I'll certainly talk about as well. One more thing I wanted to mention, and this will be under the either the ferro rod or the Bic lighter section or whatever. This will be in the description box below. Link to this. This is a pocket bellows from Rewild Gear. I'll put a link to it. I'm sure it's not focusing well there. Essentially, this is an extendable antenna. except way tougher, way nicer. And this helps you to blow air onto your fire without inhaling tons of smoke or singeing your eyebrows. It works so much better than your lips. This can be the difference between a 10-minute fire and a 4-hour fire. I promise you. I do highly, highly suggest grabbing one of these. So basically, guys, I wanted to do this video because, for one, I've got the list on the website, but some of you are going to have questions anyways or want to see things explained. Number two, people that aren't going to take the class might wonder what they would need to take for the class or might want to see what I would recommend. So this video may be helpful for you as well. If it was helpful, let me know in the comments section below. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comments section below. I'm doing this video before my first ever official fire tactics class, which will be in Camden, Tennessee, December 10th and 11th. I highly suggest that you guys sign up. I will be trying to get the next year's calendar up by the beginning of the year. I'm planning on probably going to Georgia, Florida, Texas, maybe somewhere up north, maybe somewhere up northeast. I'd like to do a class at least every 3 months, and certainly classes in Kentucky and Tennessee. If you would like me to travel to teach a class in your area, reach out to me. Let me know how many people you think that you could get into class, and we can probably work something out. Thank you for watching. Again, I'll talk to you in the comment section below, and I hope that you have a blessed day.